Alright, in this video, hopefully this will be the last one you have for on this subject. We're just going to talk about AutoCorrect. AutoCorrect can be a very powerful feature that allows you to kind of customize what you do and how you do it. If you ever go ahead and on your keyboard type after me TEH and then hit space. Then type WYA and then hit space. Then type ADN and then hit space. And if you notice, we're spelling words wrong, and Word is automatically correcting the misspelling. This is very handy because a lot of times when you type fast, you accidentally, your mind gets ahead of your fingers and you type things, spell things incorrectly. But it also works for symbols. Go ahead and hit the hit enter, and hit the equal sign twice, and then hit the greater than sign, which is you hold down Shift period, and that's the greater than sign. And you'll notice that it's equal greater than. As soon as you do that, then I'm going to zoom in just to make sure you can see this. I'm not sure how this is going to show up on with the video. It should automatically change to an arrow, right? You can change it. You can do it the other way by doing a less than sign, which is the arrow, shift comma, and then doing a dash dash, and it's a thin arrow. You can also do a colon and then a close parentheses, which is a shift 0. Close parentheses, and it changes to a smiley face. So these things are built in to automatically change when you type it in. There's sometimes we as human beings have trouble spelling certain words, and we're always spelling them wrong. We can use AutoCorrect to catch us when we do that. Or we take really long words and we want to create a shortcut to type these very long, like St. Xavier High School, right? And we can use that by doing AutoCorrect. To get to AutoCorrect, let's come back to the File menu, and let's go back to Options. And last video we spent some time in this. We want to go to Proofing. Go to Proofing, and this option at the top here is called AutoCorrect Options. So go ahead and click on the AutoCorrect Options, and we want to make sure you choose the AutoCorrect tab, and then take a second and just kind of scroll down this list, and whatever it is you type on the left, Word automatically changes to the right, whatever is on the right. So you can kind of scroll down and see some symbols. Then you can go down and you can see all these misspelled words. So if you spell any of these words this way on the left, incorrectly on the left, it'll automatically correct the word on the right. So you can stop and you can test it out a little bit and check it out and play with that for a minute if you want. But it's pretty cool. The nice thing about AutoCorrect is we can add our own. So let's just say we want to do a shortcut to Xavier. So we might type in where it says replace, and we might type STX, and then we replace it with just the plain text here, St. Xavier High School. Okay? So now whenever we type STX, and notice this is in lowercase, it'll automatically change. Oops, and I got to make my T lowercase, to St. Xavier High School. You click Add down here. Click Add. It's added to the list. Now hit OK and hit OK again. And then in your Word document, type STX and then space. And once you hit space, it automatically converts it. So again, anything that you do a lot of, any repetition or any words you spell incorrectly, I sometimes hit my finger accidentally hits K, so a lot of times I type a word incorrectly with a K in there for some reason. So I've done a lot of autocorrects where if I accidentally put a K in, it corrects it. You can also think about kind of what you do for your name. You can make this, you type in your initials and it converts to your name, or anything along those lines. Okay? So that's kind of a neat thing to do in AutoCorrect. You can also do this with symbols, if there's a certain symbol you like to use. So go ahead and hit enter, and go to the Insert tab here. When you click on Insert, come all the way to the right hand side where it says Symbol. Click Symbol and then choose More Symbol. And here are all different types of symbols you can do. I like to scroll down where it says the font, scroll all the way down and choose Wingdings. Wingdings at the bottom. And there are different times you might want to use one of these symbols for various reasons. To have some cut or whatever, a cross, whatever you want to add to your document. So I'm going to choose the cross here. You can, again, look through and choose any symbol you like. But say you use the cross, then click Insert. Then you can see how that cross is inserted. But we want to do it when we use either a keyboard shortcut or AutoCorrect. So here's the AutoCorrect button with the cross selected, the symbol that you want. Choose AutoCorrect, and notice that that symbol is automatically inserted into the With box. And I'm just going to choose a CCC. And anytime I type CCC for Christ Cross, it's going to convert to that symbol. Click Add. Don't forget to click Add. And say OK. And then close. And you can hit Enter. I'm going to type C, C, C. Then hit space. And then there it's automatically converted that symbol. CCC space converts it to the symbol. You can also do the same thing with a keyboard shortcut. So come back to Symbols, More Symbols, and this time we can choose, maybe what do we want to do here? Maybe we just do a book, right? So I'm going to choose a keyboard shortcut this time, and the keyboard shortcut is going to be maybe a Alt B for book. So you click where it says, you see the symbol here where the book is? That shows you what you're doing. Where it says press new shortcut key, click in there, and I'm just going to do an Alt B. You can make up any keyboard shortcut you want, but you can see Alt B, and then I'm going to assign, right? I'm going to assign it, then hit close, close, and now when you hit Alt B, the book automatically is inserted as a keyboard shortcut. So, sometimes you like to use symbols for various reasons. There's some options, ways you can customize using AutoCorrect to help your document get finished quicker. Alright, we're almost finished here. I just want to go over a few other things as far as the menus go, and we want to come back and get this in your notes, but I want to talk about it first. So when you have a command that is dimmed, so if you go to your home key, you'll notice that the cut and copy commands are dimmed. That's because there's nothing selected to cut or copy. But notice when I highlight some text, you can highlight any text you want, notice how all of a sudden the cut and copy becomes bold and you can do it. If you deselect, then they become gray again. Okay? Highlight it and then you can hit copy. Then when you do, then you come over to paste, and paste is, you can actually have something to paste and it has to go in. So making a command that is dimmed means it is not available, where if it's bold, that means it can be performed. If you see three dots, and three dots is called an ellipse, if you click on anything with the three dots on it, that means it's going to open up a dialog box that will give you some more options to choose from. So the example here, again on the home key, if you come to your paragraph group and come over to borders and shadings and you just click the little drop down menu there, You can choose any one of these, but if you notice, the one at the bottom says borders and shading ... That's telling you that there's another dialog box. If you click on that, another box opens up with some more options. You see this button here that says options? There's 3 dots after that. That means if you click on that, another box will open up with some more options. So that's what those 3 dots or the ellipse means, and you'll see them around. So you get down here for dot. Oh, actually, that's for expanding. But you look for those 3 dots to expand. Some other things. We talked about keyboard shortcuts. And a common keyboard shortcut is Control S for save. Control Z is undo. And then I don't know if you're familiar with the Alt file, the Alt key.
Good morning, bombers. Sam Demlin here with a couple of announcements. First,
so sometimes, we mouse around too much. You use your mouse and you take your hand off the mouse and move it to the keyboard, and then off the keyboard, and then back to your mouse. And if we can keep our hands on the keyboard, we can oftentimes work a lot faster. So to do that, if you come here back to your Word document, and I'm going to come up here a little bit and just hit the Alt key, the Alt key. Notice up here you have now letters that appeared. And if you hit the letters, so if I want to go to the Insert menu, I just hit the letter N. And then when I'm in the letter N, then you can have all these other letters here. So if I want to use, say, a word art, I hit a W, right? And then I can use my arrow key to type and hit enter to insert something, right? So using the Alt key, you can choose like F for file, and then S for save. And you can do different things that you want to or need to with using the Alt key and not using your mouse. So take a second, take a few minutes here and play with that Alt key and move around without touching your mouse and see what you can and can't do, and with different features, different dialog boxes you can go into by using the Alt key. So H for home. I might want to do the font type here, so I'll do FF, and now I can change the font here to anything I want. So just play around with that for a few minutes and just kind of get a feel and get comfortable with using the Alt key. Okay? So again, I'll pause the video, and when you're done, come back. The last thing we just want to make sure you have in your notes is this information here that we talked about. So if something is bold, it can be performed. If it's dimmed on the menu, that means it's not available. The ellipse opens up a dialog box. You have keyboard shortcuts, or you can use the Alt key. So make sure that information is in your folder. Pause the video or your notes. Pause the video to get that in. Then, here, if you see in a dialog box a button that says OK, cancel, or apply, what's the difference, right? If you click OK, it accepts the changes that you've made and it closes the dialog box. If you hit cancel, it closes the dialog box without accepting any changes that you made. And apply allows you to accept the changes that you've made in that dialog box, but it does not close the dialog box. So just I'd get that in your notes right there just to make sure you understand what that does. You might see that on a test. Okay, so pause the video, make sure that's in your notes. Once that's done, then that will conclude this section of our note taking, and we'll be ready to move on to the next level. Okay, thank you for your attention.